Okay, so you just got a denial letter from your insurance company for gender-affirming surgery. And I need you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. That denial, it's not the final answer. Here's a stat that should honestly piss you off. 46% of transgender people get denied for medically necessary care. But here's what insurance companies are literally banking on you not knowing. Most people who appeal actually win. The problem? Almost nobody appeals because there's zero step-by-step guides showing you exactly how. Until right now. I'm going to walk you through the exact process to overturn your denial. The same process that's worked for thousands of people, including folks in our community who got six-figure surgeries fully covered after being denied. And you won't need a lawyer. Before we get into it, there's three things you gotta understand about this process. First, I'm gonna show you the one mistake that kills 90% of appeals before they even start, and it has nothing to do with your documentation. Second, there's a secret timeline insurance companies use against you. Most people miss this deadline and their appeal gets automatically thrown out. I'll show you how to flip this timeline in your favor. And third, there's one specific type of evidence that insurance companies almost never reject. Medical necessity letters? Important. But this other document is what actually gets approvals. I'll tell you exactly what it is and where to get it. But first, let me tell you why I know this works. 3 years ago, I got a message from someone I'll call Alex. Alex had been denied coverage for top surgery. Twice. The denial letter said it was cosmetic and not medically necessary. Alex was crushed. They'd been saving for years, but $11,000 out of pocket? That wasn't happening. They were ready to give up. Here's what Alex didn't know. Insurance companies are playing a numbers game. They deny legitimate, medically necessary claims because, statistically, only about 10% of people appeal. Think about that for a second. If they deny 100 claims and only 10 people fight back, they just saved money on 90 procedures. Even if those 10 appeals win, it's not about whether your surgery is actually medically necessary. It's a business strategy that's literally banking on your exhaustion, your fear, and you not knowing how this system works. So Alex learned the system. They followed the exact process I'm about to show you. 4 months later, Alex had their surgery, fully covered, $0 out of pocket except the deductible they were already going to pay anyway. And that's not some unique success story. That's actually the norm when you know what you're doing. So let me show you how to win your appeal, step by step, like what to write, where to send it, when to send it, everything. Step 1. Decode your denial letter. All right, so the insurance company just sent you this denial letter, and I need you to fight every urge to throw it across the room, because buried in that letter is actually your roadmap to winning. Here's what everyone misses. Every denial letter is required by law to tell you three things: the specific reason for the denial, your right to appeal, and the deadline to appeal. Grab a highlighter and circle these three things right now. The denial reasons you'll usually see are things like not medically necessary, experimental, cosmetic procedure, or criteria not met. Here's the thing insurance companies don't want you to know. These denials, they're often copy-pasted from a template. They might not have even read your actual medical records. They're just hoping you'll accept it and go away. Write down their exact reason, word for word, because we're about to systematically destroy it with evidence. Now here's your first deadline. Most insurance companies give you 180 days to file an internal appeal, but some only give you 60 days. Check your letter. Put that deadline in your phone right now with alarms starting 30 days before it expires. Missing this deadline? That's mistake number 1 that kills appeals. Don't let that be you. Step 2. Request your complete claim file. Before you write a single word of your appeal, you need to see exactly what the insurance company saw when they made their decision. So call your insurance company, the numbers on your denial letter, and say these exact words. I'm requesting a complete copy of my claim file under Section 2719 of the Public Health Service Act. I need all medical records, clinical notes, and the medical reviewer's notes that were used to make the denial determination. Why is this so powerful? Because half the time, you're going to discover they didn't even have your complete medical records. Maybe your therapist's letter wasn't included. Maybe your hormone therapy documentation is missing. Maybe they're using outdated WPATH standards from 2011 instead of the current version. These gaps, they become your ammunition. They have 30 days to send you this file. When you get it, read everything. Make a list of what's missing or wrong. Step 3. Gather your evidence arsenal. Now we build your case, and this is where we're going to overwhelm them with evidence so strong they literally can't say no. You need 6 types of documentation. 1. An updated letter from your therapist or mental health provider documenting your gender dysphoria diagnosis and stating that surgery is medically necessary. The phrase medically necessary needs to be in this letter. 2. A letter from your surgeon explaining why this specific surgery is the appropriate treatment and citing the current WPATH Standards of Care, version 8. Your surgeon should specifically refute whatever reason they gave for the denial. 3. If you're on hormone therapy, get documentation showing the timeline and that you've met WPATH criteria. 4. And this is that secret document I mentioned earlier. You need peer-reviewed medical studies. Find 3 to 5 recent studies published in actual medical journals that prove gender-affirming surgery is medically necessary and improves outcomes. Why? Because the insurance company's medical reviewer has to defend their decision against published research. Use Google Scholar. Search gender-affirming surgery medical necessity or gender confirmation surgery outcomes. 5. Your insurance policy's actual coverage criteria. Most policies say they cover reconstructive surgery or treatment of gender dysphoria. Pull the exact language that supports your coverage. And 6. Any state or federal laws that support coverage. A lot of states have laws prohibiting insurance discrimination based on gender identity. Check your state's insurance commissioner website. I know this seems like a lot, but here's the truth. You're building a case so airtight that denying you means risking legal liability. And that's the only language insurance companies actually understand. Step 4. Write your internal appeal letter. This is where we put it all together into a letter that's impossible to ignore. Your appeal letter needs to be professional, direct, and fact-based. No emotion, just evidence. Here's the structure. Opening paragraph. State that you're formally appealing the denial. Include your member ID number, claim number, and the date of the denial letter. Then say, I am appealing the denial of coverage for your specific procedure as this determination is inconsistent with medical evidence, my policy benefits, and applicable law. Second section. Destroy their stated reason. If they said, not medically necessary, you write, this determination contradicts the current WPATH Standards of Care version 8, which establishes this procedure as medically necessary treatment for gender dysphoria. The attached letter from my treating surgeon, Dr. Name, confirms this surgery meets all clinical criteria for medical necessity. Third section. Present your evidence. I am providing the following documentation to support this appeal. Then list everything. Therapist letter, surgeon letter, medical studies, policy language, state laws. Fourth section. Reference specific policy language. My insurance policy, policy name, number, states on page X that coverage is provided for reconstructive surgery. Gender-affirming surgery is reconstructive surgery, not cosmetic, as supported by the American Medical Association, the American Psychiatric Association, and every major medical organization. Closing. I request a prompt review of this appeal and a written response detailing the medical or contractual basis for any adverse determination. Under federal law, you have 30 days to respond to this internal appeal. Keep it to 2 or 3 pages maximum. Attach all your evidence, and send this via certified mail with return receipt. You want proof they got it and when they got it. Step 5. The internal appeal review. So here's what happens next. By law, your insurance company has to assign your appeal to a reviewer who wasn't involved in the original denial. They've got 30 days to respond for standard appeals, or 72 hours for urgent appeals. Now, if your surgery is time-sensitive, maybe you're traveling for surgery or there's a medical urgency, you can request an expedited appeal. You'll need a letter from your doctor explaining why the delay could seriously jeopardize your health. During this time, you can also submit additional evidence if you find something new. Don't wait. Send it immediately with a note that says, Supplemental documentation for appeal case number. A lot of people win at this stage. The insurance company realizes you're serious, you know the law, and you've got an airtight case. It's cheaper and easier for them to just approve it than to keep fighting you. But what if they deny the internal appeal? That's when we go to step 6. Step 6, external independent review. If your internal appeal gets denied, you have the right to an external review by an independent third party. This is required under the Affordable Care Act for most health plans. Request this in writing within 4 months of the internal appeal denial. Say, I am requesting an external review of my claim under the Affordable Care Act Section 2719. Here's why this is so powerful. The external reviewer is an independent medical expert, often a doctor in the relevant field, who has no financial stake in the decision. They review all the evidence with fresh eyes, and the insurance company has to pay for this review, not you. Statistically, external reviewers overturn insurance denials in about 40% of cases. You can submit additional evidence to the external reviewer too. If new WPATH guidelines came out, if you have new medical documentation, send it all. The external reviewer has 60 days to make a decision, and their decision is binding on the insurance company. If they say approve, the insurance has to cover it, period. Step 7. File a state insurance commissioner complaint. While your external review is happening, you can also file a complaint with your state insurance commissioner. This is free. Takes about 20 minutes online. Why do this? Because insurance companies are regulated by state insurance departments, and these departments track complaints. If your insurance company has a pattern of denying transgender healthcare, the state can investigate and fine them. Go to your state insurance commissioner's website, find the consumer complaint portal, fill out the form, attach your denial letter, your appeal, and a brief summary of what's happening. A lot of times, just the act of the insurance commissioner's office reaching out to the insurance company makes them suddenly re-review your case and approve it. They don't want state regulatory scrutiny. Now, if you've done all of this and you're still getting denied, you do have legal options. Organizations like Lambda Legal, the Transgender Law Center, and the National Center for Transgender Equality offer free legal assistance for insurance discrimination cases. You can also file a complaint with the Office for Civil Rights at the Department of Health and Human Services if you believe the denial violates anti-discrimination laws. But here's the thing. Most people never need to get to this point. The internal appeal or external review works for the vast majority of cases when you follow this process correctly. Alright, so winning your appeal is just one part of the financial picture for transition. Because even when insurance covers the surgery, there are still out-of-pocket costs. Your deductible, time off work, recovery supplies, travel expenses if you're going to a surgeon out of state. That's why the next video you need to watch breaks down the complete financial picture of transition. Every single expense, including the hidden costs nobody talks about. Click the video on your screen. It's your next step in taking control of your transition journey. Links in the description. I'll see you there.